CNN unfair against right now on the debate?
Got married, husband's out there somewhere, hopefully smiling.
I think probably
our daughter was born. I had this
probably Gang or Klobuchar,
perfect birth.
one of the lesser
she
ones.
She was really sick, and she couldn't swallow.
Just because they're going to talk about Biden and
out of hospitals for a year and a half. But when
they're not
she
going to
was
mention
born,
the others.
they had a
CNN's obviously pro.
They want to cover the people who are at the top. They don't want to cover the bottom.
CNN like.
CNN, I think they like Warren a lot. Like,
They seem to prop her up a little bit.
well, right now because she's in second place. When you're Bernie is third, Kamala and Pete are like tying, or like back and forth for fourth and fifth.
You can be a Republican, Democrat, whatever. That's fine, but it's very obvious. It's an unwritten rule that if you are center right, or heaven forbid, full right Republican Trump supporter, then you are not welcome at CNN.
I also think we should be doing a segment somewhere on what Kamala Harris raised last night at AC 360, and that others are talking about. It's not going to happen, but I think it's a good segment in a show. Should Trump's Twitter account be suspended? It's obviously what Kamala Harris raised. Others are talking about it. It's not going to happen, but it's a good talk. It's a good segment.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually came to CNN a registered Democrat. I campaigned and voted for Bernie in the primaries of the 2016 election, but I still consider myself a Democrat when I came to work here. And from what I saw, it totally rocked my world. I spent many sleepless nights just wrestling with the fact that all that I thought I knew and hoped to be at CNN was false.
Why don't we show a Biden rally or Warren rally in Fulton? We don't. So,
Why?
but we saw all the Trump stuff even when he talks about the economy.
They probably think it's boring. I mean, Biden rallies are like,
Yeah, Biden rallies. Good point.
people would change the channel.
Well,
Like,
Biden's rallies are actually daycare, so
It's Newsville.
Biden's rallies, he's like, it's great to be in New Hampshire. Joe, you're in like North Dakota. You're like not New Hampshire.
He donated before to Kamala Harris when she was running for Senate in California. I can tell if he also likes Biden or not.
Welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 15th of October, and on today's podcast, as you can see from the intro video, that Project Veritas has released their second video. They have hundreds of hours of footage. We are seeing irrefutable evidence that the owner, that the CEO of CNN backs Kamala Harris. He's donated to this woman, right? This is biased news. This is unfair. This is manipulation. This is swindling, guys. This should be illegal because it is also pushing a narrative to impeach our president. This is all what encompasses Project Mockingbird, correct, my friends? It is disgusting, and I'm so pleased to be a part of this entire movement, to be a part of this entire awakening, showing you the truth about these people. Spread this video far and wide. All of Project Veritas's information that they're going to put out, spread it on every social media you have, every account that you do, spread it, because people are going to witness it and they're going to start to realize it. Guys, on today's podcast, we'll be covering a lot of memes today. We actually have a thread coming from 4chan that we need to go over. It's kind of talking about a lot about Ukraine, Biden, the Obamas, so on and so forth. We also have coming from us from Fox News, this blew my mind. Family of 7 discovered living in Dutch farm cellar for years, waiting for the world to end. Wait until you see what they have to say. Guys, it's good to be back. I'm feeling a little bit better. As you know, I've been sick. I'm still fighting it off, but I appreciate the well wishes, and we're going to hop right into it today, guys. But before we do so, would you please welcome my sponsor, Noble Gold. Hey guys, Thomas from True Reporting here. Did you know that gold is up 18%? That's right. It's been like that since the month of June, and we all know why. It's because Trump is relentless against the Federal Reserve. We know that our money is not worth anything unless it's backed by gold. So why not back your 401k or IRA with gold and go to Noble Gold and tell them Thomas sent you from True Reporting. You call this number 1-877-646-5347 and tell them Thomas sent you, and it'll be worth your while. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, friends, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and subscribe to True Reporting 2.0? That is my backup channel. Just in case anything happens to this channel, please subscribe to True Reporting 2.0. The link is in the description box below, or you can just search it on YouTube. Secondly, would you please go ahead and click the notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. And finally, would you please click that like button? The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So guys, as you can see here by this image in front of me, 2 earthquakes felt throughout the Bay Area. So we've been talking about, if you joined us yesterday on the live stream and also on the podcast from yesterday, we were talking a lot about these fires that are taking place and where they're coming from, and people are seeing explosions and fire underneath manholes in the street. We believe that they are using rods of God, taking out deep underground military bases. They are putting these fires out there. I believe that PG&E cut the power to these people so that they could actually see if there were communications and electricity below the ground, maybe in deep underground military bases. But they are also lighting these fires to get slush fund money because these people are thieves, they're crooked, and they're traitors. But again, guys, this happened in 2018. 2018 it was California's worst wildfire season, and they had earthquakes, and this is when everyone started talking about deep underground military bases. You know, a lot of stuff, a lot of speculation out there about this stuff. People are seeing rays of lasers coming down from the sky. Obviously, these are from satellites. We talked about all this yesterday. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go check out yesterday's live stream and yesterday's podcast. I cover all of it. But either way, even though yesterday we had these wildfires, it's the same thing that happened in 2018. We see earthquakes are now happening, right? Could these be the explosions underneath the ground of these deep underground military bases, these DUMBs? First, what they do is they cut the power. Then they find the electrical sources underneath the ground using satellite imagery. And then what they do is they explode these things. They break them down, the tunneling system, so on and so forth. Thus, the earthquakes. 2 earthquakes felt throughout the Bay Area yesterday. Earthquakes measuring 4.5 and 2.3 on the Richter scale hit California Monday night as the tremors struck the Bay Area. It reminded people that it was nearly 30 years exactly since the Loma Prieta quake. So, guys, I mean, this is just even, you know, validating more so of what's taking place out there. I really believe they are destroying underground tunnel systems, underground military bases. They are making these CA agencies run. This is what they're doing. And this also, they're making the military industrial complex that is, yes, is still around. They are pushing them out into the opening, into the light, and they're having the Marines, the Marine Corps go in there, and they're eradicating these people. This is what they're doing. Moving forward, we see here, this is the thread I wanted to show you from 4chan. This came out yesterday. To understand what is upon us, realize the whistleblower was set up by Trump to pollute the left and the news media with a delicious morsel they could not resist. The poison pill allowed him to next let King Roach invade Syria and extricate the U.S. from Syria. This is the stuff legends are made of. The broad outlines of this strategy will take a while to be clear, but now the Syrians, the Kurds, and Russia are on the hook for what happens next. We are out of Syria, and that pile of crap is over. Keep in mind, by pushing to the left and the MSM into total insanity, pushing the left and the MSM into total insanity, guys, the ground has been laid for what is coming. The FISA report is this week, shortly after the Barr-Durham investigation will start being made public, and the centerpiece of that investigation is that the Steele dossier is the product of a rogue element in the Russian-American intelligence agencies. The indictments have spoken and are close at hand, with McCabe being the first announcement. This is huge, guys, and I know the FISA report, the IG report, has been pushed back, in quote, maybe. I think it could be optics, guys. They're saying they want to push this back to the end of the month, then they could just drop a bomb, boom, right on the MSM's head, because they were preparing. You know, they have to sway the narrative, you know, throw out some FF, something like that, maybe set some more fires in California, some earthquakes, who knows. But what I'm telling you is that Maria Bartiromo said that it was going to be happening at the end of the month. I believe that that could be a setup for the black hats used by the white hats. Trust me, she is a white hat. There's only a handful of people on Fox News that are white hats, and I guarantee you they will be exposed too. Fox News should be exposed because they're pushing the same thing that CNN is pushing. There's people on there that are definitely blackmailed. Shepard Smith. There's a few others on there that I just do not trust. But I believe the FISA report will drop sooner than later, thus making this post more, validating it more. It says here, Barr is going to single-handedly destroy the MSM for a generation. That's what we need. It only takes one generation to set things right, I believe. Barr sees the cancer that the Democrats and the MSM have become, and he is in all for their total destruction. On another front, the Israelis are considering again the destruction of the Iranian nuclear weapons stash. They know where the weapons are stored, and this could happen fairly soon. The Israelis have panicked over Syria, but not for the reason you think. The Israelis and Kurds were looting Syrian oil fields and making a tidy profit from their scam. The Israelis are not worried about Syria. The Israelis have over 200 nuclear weapons and are laser focused on the Iranian nuclear program. Interesting that the U.S. troops going to Saudi Arabia are going to be stationed near a field of barrels that contain a lot of problem children. Wow. Understand, the only question in all of this is the timing. Once the whistleblower surfaced, the phone call with King Roach was scheduled. It was all scheduled, guys, and this triggered what is coming out of justice. It is all related. Will Geodis be impeached before this crap is finally on the news? We are all, and I'm sure this person was trolling when they said that, we are in the stuff of legends now. I have heard Roberts is in a lot of trouble. Justice Roberts, right? John Roberts in a lot of trouble. He plays himself as a conservative, but he is not. He is in trouble for a lot of crap that went on the FISA court. One of those judges is going to the big house. Does anyone get arrested before Xmas? Yep. By Christmas, it will be all over. I pray to God that that is true. That seems a little too soon for me, but maybe we'll start to see we will start seeing people in handcuffs. Again, are we going to find out that the Obama people had half of DC wired up when they were in power, including their own Dems in Congress? Seems to me that the only thing that might turn Dems against Obama and his people, that these people were blackmailed. Well, we were already there, they say. Obama, Comey listened to rather personal tapes of Ivanka Trump discussing personal matters. Their meetings were in the White House, and both sat back and had a chuckle while drinking. Barr went effing crazy when he found out what they did, and he should, rightfully so. All indications are Eric Ciaramella is the whistleblower. You're telling me this guy is a Trump plant? He is in knee deep with the Obama Biden, so color me skeptical. Nope, not the whistleblower. The person who leaked to the whistleblower. Remember, Schiff and his gang of thugs never thought their whistleblower was set up. One of those judges is going to be in the big house. Contreras, yep, he is totally effed. Question is, will Roberts go with him? My friends, so basically what they're saying is that Schiff is saying that their whistleblower was not set up, right? There was no setup there. They're also saying that they can completely get out of this without being touched. But I think it's the other way around. I believe POTUS, exactly what this post is telling us, that POTUS set up Adam Schiff. He set up the Democrats with this whistleblower. The same thing he set them up with the conversation he had with the Ukrainian President Zelensky. I believe he is one step ahead of these people every single time. Roberts needs to go. Also is the Contreras, right? These two guys have got to go. These two, and when they do, these are Supreme Court justices. We will be in full control of lawmaking, constitutional right votes. We will be in control of the country finally and setting it right. This is a huge deal, my friends, if this comes to fruition, and I pray that it does. Moving forward, open your eyes. Trump is the only thing standing between the survival of the greatest country on earth and the death of the republic to a globalist deep state. I don't want to hear about mean tweets or firing people. This is a time of war, and Trump is the only one fighting for us. The CA controls Congress, the media, and other institutions to accomplish their goals. They use blackmail. The CA has nothing on Trump, so they've created dirt to eliminate him. It's why Brennan created Trump, Russia, Trump, Ukraine, etc. They've never met an enemy like Trump. Pray for DJT, and I do almost every night. And again, a big scandal at ABC News. They got caught faking real gruesome footage of the Turks bombing in Syria. And I covered this yesterday on the live stream. A real disgrace. Tomorrow, they will ask softball questions to sleepy Joe Biden's son, Hunter. Like, why did Ukraine and China pay for you, give you millions when you knew nothing? A payoff? Absolutely. And my friends, if you watched that interview, it came out this morning. Absolutely terrible. It was softball questions. He basically threw his dad under the bus by saying that they never had a conversation between each other about finances at the end of the interview. And then he says that he did have a conversation about his dad, about his finances. He's throwing them all under the bus because he's a dummy. He's not smart. It's just like POTUS says. These people are very stupid. It's pathetic, and they were going to sell our country out, and they almost got away with it. We're very lucky who is in the White House right now, guys. But yeah, it was actually a firing range in Kentucky that ABC News was using footage from and saying that the Turks were bombing people in Syria. All it is manipulation throughout. And from Joe M, we see here, Aiken is up and asking for a password. Coming live for us very soon. The same week as the IG report, you know, the thicker than a phone book IG report. As Code Monkey Z said, all will make sense soon. Guys, we are days away, and I've heard that it is the 17th, my friends, the 17th of October, which is 2 days away. And finally, guys, I could not believe this story. I had to share it with you. Family of 7 discovered living in a Dutch farm cellar for years, waiting for the world to end. This is their house, actually. Authorities in the Netherlands have launched a major investigation after an apparent family of 7 was discovered living in the basement of an isolated farm, allegedly, in quote, waiting for the end of times. It says here, police in Drenthe said on Twitter that someone reported they were worried about the living conditions of people who were living in an, quote, an enclosed space on a farm located just outside the town of Ruinerwold. When police went to the home of the farm on Monday, they discovered 6 adults aged 18 to 25 inside, and a 58-year-old man who did not want to cooperate with the investigation and was subsequently arrested. It is unclear what relationship exactly the 58-year-old held with the others, but some reports describe them as a family. All scenarios are still open. Our research is in full swing, and we cannot share more information at this time, police said. The farm is located in Ruinerwold, a town in the northern Netherlands that has about 4,000 residents, about 80 miles northeast of Amsterdam. The farm was on the outskirts of the village in an area known as Bergenswen, where less than 200 people lived, according to Dutch newspaper Dagblad van het Noorden. Mayor Roger de Groot said Tuesday in a short statement the family is believed to have lived for 9 years on the farm and that authorities found a number of improvised rooms where a family lived a withdrawn life. He added, I have never seen anything like it. As you can see here, this is where they were living. The discovery was made after the 58-year-old man's possible son, age 25, walked from the farm to a pub in Ruinerwold, where he was completely confused and police were called, RTV Drenthe reported. The owner of the pub, Chris Westerbeek, told Dagblad van het Noorden the young man looked unkempt with long hair and said he needed help and had never been to school. He said he needed help and wanted to put it into the situation he was living in. Wow. The 25-year-old added he slipped away in the night because it was not possible during the day and that he could not go back where he came from, according to Westerbeek. When police went to the farm, they discovered a staircase to the basement behind a cupboard in the living room of the home, RTV reported. The group lived in the space and had no contact with the outside world. According to the television station, the 6 younger members of the group reportedly had no idea there were other humans out in the world. Oh my God. A neighbor told Dagblad van Noorden he only saw one man on the farm at all times and was totally surprised at the news of the discovery. I am shaking on my legs, he told the newspaper. Oh my word. The farm had a huge vegetable garden and many sheds, but was described as rather messy, according to the newspaper. RTV reported the family was completely self-sufficient, living off the vegetable garden and a goat. Police said Tuesday afternoon on Twitter, a large investigative team remains at the home and is investigating the situation. They didn't even know other people were on the planet. They've been down there the whole time. This sounds like some sort of imprisonment, in my opinion. I want to keep following up on this because stuff like this interests me. Guys, a lot of stuff going on right now. Aiken will be back up in 2 days. We have Project Veritas dropping hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage, day by day, fact by fact. We are slowly chipping away at the foundation of the Mockingbird media, and I'm loving every second of it. Guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting, and don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal, my Patreon. We have a P.O. box and True Reporting merch. All of those links are in the description box below. Guys, I want you to have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.